This is the all-new Community Connection. I'm your host, Jade Harr, keeping you connected to our community. Well, are you ready for college? How will you know for sure? The University of Missouri St. Louis has a program designed specifically for you, students. It's the UMSL Bridge Program. I am joined today by Natisha Small, Master of Education, Assistant Dean of Students, Division of Student Affairs, Pre-Collegiate Student Services for the Bridge Program, and Director of Multicultural Student Support Services. Engage, Empower, Educate is the theme. Natisha, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Tisha, I'm so excited to have you here and that the program is still going well and strong. Let's talk about the Bridge Program.
Absolutely. All right, so the UMSL Bridge Program has been in existence here at the university since 1986 with a model created to provide opportunities for students in the St. Louis area to be exposed to the college environment and academic rigor of college early. We have evolved over the number of years into a very unique program because of the comprehensive model that we offer to students and parents, covering each of the aspects associated with the college-going process. Because of that, we'd like to define our program as one that has really built a safety net for both the students and the parents, making sure that we are combating every single barrier that has been proven as a issue for students and parents to impede college access.
What are some of those barriers?
Sure. What we know, especially from research and data that's been presented, most of those barriers, first and foremost, is students not being prepared in advance. That's one of the most critical pieces right there. And so with that being kind of the reason and mission of what Bridge is, first and foremost, it's that barrier of students not being prepared in advance. We also look at students being first-generation students. We look at financial issues as being one of the concerns. We look at safety and support networks not being available for students. So when you look at all of those things that cause a distraction for students and parents, those are those things that are considered those barriers that are impeding access to college.
Sure. Share with me some of the ways that you do prepare. Describe how that happens.
Sure. One of the most important things with the Bridge program is that we're exposing students to the college campus early. So we're not going into the schools. We do that for just different type of workshops, and we go into organizations and we do workshops there as well. But we're bringing the students onto the campus, making sure that they're fully aware of what it's going to be like whenever they make that transition to a college campus. That is important because it's ensuring that students are going to be able to adjust a little bit more comfortably to the difference in the culture when going to college. It's nothing like a high school environment when you go off to college, and I can tell you as serving as an assistant dean, that's one of the biggest issues I see in my college freshmen is that having to make that adjustment from being in high school to the transition in college. And so for any student that's going to participate in the program, you're going to have the ability to be exposed to the college campus early. We're going to provide for you an academic course rigor that is not only going to help reinforce what you're already exposed to in your high school, but it's challenging you to be prepared for those classes that you're going to face when you go off into your freshman year in college. In addition to that, we've developed a very systematic curriculum that is focusing not only on professional development, but also that psychosocial piece when it comes to students. So what I mean by that is how to resolve conflict, how to network, increasing self-esteem and self-awareness, cultural enrichment and diversity. So we're not just focusing on the academic pieces, but we're focusing on all those other areas to make sure that we have at least allowed students to be faced with the opportunity to present themselves as a well-rounded student when they matriculate on to college.
Sure. Now, this isn't just for students planning to attend UMSL.
No, not at all. So that's one of the fantastic things about the Bridge program is that when this program was developed on the college campus, and I'd like to just kind of say what's important is that this program has been in existence for 30 years. This is a university homegrown program, and so that speaks to the stability, and it also speaks to the support that the campus has, but most importantly, the commitment that we as a campus has to the St. Louis community. And again, to say that's going on 30 years strong is really amazing. This is not a grant-funded program either. This is a university homegrown program, and it is open to any student in the St. Louis community that attends any public, private, or we also have now recently received an increase of homeschool students as well. And so that's an opportunity that's available for all students that are interested in applying to be a part of what we have to offer.
Now, you're taking applications. What is the length of the program? You do this during the summer months?
Sure. We have year-long program opportunities. So we just completed about a month ago our Summer Academy program, which operates 4 weeks during the summer. And that program is specifically tailored for 9th and 10th grade students. We are embarking our Saturday Academy program right now. The deadline that we have extended, and unfortunately it has to be the latest deadline for anyone that has an interest in the Saturday Academy program, is September 18th. The Saturday Academy is available for students grades 9th through 12th, and what we will need for anyone that has an interest in participating in the program is to go onto the UMSL Bridge Program website, click on the B in the A to Z index, go to Bridge Program, how to apply, and apply no later than September 18th, followed by an official's transcript and a letter of recommendation. That program operates from October to March. Students have to be present the first 2 Saturdays of every month during each one of those months that I just indicated. In addition to that, they will have some homework assignments, but the majority of the challenges that students are faced with is that they're, again, challenged beyond just thinking beyond high school. But students find in all of our evaluations they have found our work to be very rewarding, and most importantly, setting them ahead of the curve when they go back to school. And so that's also rewarding for us to hear back from our students as well.
Well, certainly you've got a record of success to be at it for 30 years. Why is it working?
Well, I think one of the reasons why Bridge is working so well, it has to do, and I'll go back to saying, it has to do with that comprehensive model, and just making sure that we're doing what we need to do in order to overcome some of those roadblocks that students face when it comes to trying to achieve student success. In addition to that, we have a very strong partnership with schools and organizations, but most importantly, the parents. And so what we have established with those in the community is that we're creating a sustainable safety net for students to be involved in what we consider an all-inclusive college access model. This model has been proven for us to have a strong track record of meeting the academic, the social, professional, but also the financial needs of those that we serve. And we are excited to state that we have maintained a 100% track record of our senior students that participate in the program matriculating on to college and demonstrating that they are able to move forward, matriculate, persist through college, and hearing back those testimonies of our students achieving lifelong success. And so I think that kind of speaks to the essence of why we do what we do, but it also demonstrates our commitment and intention to bulldoze, again, some of those barriers that are impeding college access, while we are definitely focused on encouraging persistence.
Absolutely. Now, this is for public, private, and even homeschool in St. Louis. What are some of the challenges that are unique to our St. Louis students that you're able to help bridge there, in addition to some of the specific things that any child would experience in their transition to college?
Well, without any hesitation, it's simply the early exposure to the college environment. As a mother, but also as an educator, but first and foremost as a mother, your students are very limited in their schools,
here in St. Louis,
to be exposed to college early. I don't think necessarily just specifically to St. Louis. I do think that is a national issue.
Okay.
College access is one of those conversations that has been really one of the talking points. I've been doing Bridge now since 2003. I would say probably around 2008 is when we really began to, and when I say we, I'm talking nationally as educators in higher ed, have really began to understand that we've got to get actively involved in the community, and we have got to make sure that we're providing access opportunities to students and families early. It's not taking away from what the schools are doing. One of the important things that I love about being able to lead this program is that we're partnering with our school administrators, we're partnering with our campus faculty and staff, we're partnering with our community leaders. There is not one particular program that is the answer to resolving some of the college access issues. It truly takes all of us to get on that same page and have a vision within this community to serve, promote, and impact the lives of students who are seeking higher education.
That is an advantage, especially when you're introducing children as early as 9th grade. Now, if someone comes in the 9th grade, would they then return again in the 10th, 11th, and 12th, or is it just something that they would do one time through at some point during their high school career?
No, we are with you and available for students to maintain their involvement in the program from their 9th grade year through their 12th grade year. And we have a little saying in the Bridge program because, again, you heard the motto is engage, empower, educate. And we're just not stopping when you're in high school. We're also following our students to find out what's going on when they matriculate on with college. You mentioned earlier, is this just for students that have an interest in attending this campus? And that's not the mission of the Bridge program, and that's another thing that makes it so unique to be a homegrown program at the university here. It really is truly promoting students to matriculate on to college early, prepare, but we're preparing them for any institution that they have an interest in attending.
Now, suppose you are the first introduction to college for children. Have you run into that? And then how about creating that interest enough to apply and then pursue a university of some sort? Do you help guide them that way?
Absolutely. I was in a conversation earlier with someone, and one of the things that I'm proud to say is that I, too, was a first-generation college student. Bridge is not a program that is set up just for first-generation students. In fact, we have students who are coming in from families that cross all socioeconomic backgrounds. But we are a program that is exposing all students to what the college campus environment is going to be like. What's good to make sure that we're communicating to students and their families, and you'll hear me continually to say families because it's going to take everyone. And the nucleus of ensuring that students and parents are going to have everything that they need is making sure that we have that parent involvement, but making sure that each one of them understand that they're not in this process by themselves. The true purpose of what we're doing is to empower each component that's involved in this process. And so that is the student, that is the parent. If it means that we're going into the schools and we're doing workshops because we've invited to help support their efforts as well, that's what we're going to do. With all of that being said, those are the contributing factors that will help ensure that a student is not going to fall between the cracks at all, and they're going to successfully matriculate on to college.
That's quite a commitment. Why do you guys do this?
You know, that's an interesting question. And I will say one of the rich things about the Bridge program is that I think it definitely speaks on the university's commitment to the St. Louis community. It's important for me to highlight that, again, this program is 30 years going strong this year. And so this isn't something new. It's not a new initiative. These aren't new issues that are being faced in the community, and they're not new issues that we're addressing. So again, it speaks to the original commitment that this program has had in place for 30 years. And so we do it because we want to make sure that we're impacting the community and that we're creating a culture of college-going students. when we look at what's happening with many of the challenges that we face in education right now, down to just the simple thing of students graduating from high school, we know that the only way that we can combat many of the barriers that we're faced with as a community is by educating our students. And so the university has a strong commitment to the community and has demonstrated that, especially through the Bridge program, because of what we do and what we offer. And, you know, you're right. I guess one could say, what are we gaining from this? I can speak as an administrator, but I'm going to speak as someone who enjoys and loves, and I feel very fortunate for what I'm able to do through this program, is that we're able to watch students walk across the stage. Then we're able to get that phone call back the second time around when they're getting ready to cross that stage. But most importantly is when we get that phone call back saying, I just landed my first job, and now I'm interested in coming back, and I want to talk to the young people that are now involved in Bridge so that I can give back. So I think that's one of the most important things of why we do what we do, is impacting the St. Louis community.
Certainly, creating a culture of college-going students, college-bound students, and there's no better evidence than what you just described. Success stories abound from that, and we are all the better off for it. Natisha Small?
Yes.
Send out the invitation to everyone to be a part of the program.
Absolutely. If you are a student or a parent or just a person in the community who has an interest in getting students involved in a college-going program that has been committed to this community, I encourage you to go online to the University of Missouri St. Louis webpage, click on the A to Z Index, B for the Bridge program, and apply now, and apply early. We also have an opportunity for you to apply in advance for the Summer Academy program. There are limited slots, and we typically have a waiting list, but I encourage you to apply because we certainly are going to be with you as you walk through this journey, and we're so excited to be a part of the success that your student is going to come back and witness not only to you, but to those around them.
Whoa, I got chills when I hear you speak about this. I am so proud of you, my dear, and I'm really excited about this program. And my children, I have 2 middle schoolers that I'm certain we will be ready to take a look very shortly here. This is one opportunity you don't want to miss. If you are not able to take advantage of this opportunity, please spread the word. It is a one-of-a-kind opportunity. And if you have children that may not be in this year, begin keeping up with your transcripts, begin working on those letters of recommendation. You will need those, not only for this, but for other things that start progressing your children toward college. Again, I thank you so much, Tish.
Thank you.
Assistant Dean of Students, Division of Student Affairs, Pre-Collegiate Student Services of the Bridge Program, Director of Multicultural Student Support Services. You are pretty amazing.
Thank you. I'm very fortunate.
We are fortunate to have you. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to include in the community calendar, you can leave a message on our message box at 314-333-8369, 314-333-8369. And for more information about our show or any of our guests, you can visit us online and listen to the podcasts at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And search Community Connection with Jade Harrell. You all be blessed, do blessed, and take care.